You shut it out, but I can't hear a word you say. I'm talking loud, not saying much. I'm criticized, but all your bullets ricochet. You shoot me down, but I get up.
I wanted our Assertive Mentoring program to be meaningful to the teachers, parents and the students. I wanted it to have a learning focus. Many schools are familiar with the concept of the war room. But how do we ensure that the visual representation of progress data is used meaningfully? Simply putting pictures up on the wall for a senior leadership team is not very meaningful. It is a little bit like preaching to the converted, forever talking tactics among the senior leadership team, without communicating and implementing these strategies with the people who matter the most, the students and the teachers. So I involved leadership at all levels in this Assertive Mentoring program, and I have allocated our key marginal students accordingly.
I think the role of the leadership team is extremely important. This is because the leadership team don't have that day-to-day contact with the kids. By mentoring these kids and seeing them on a daily basis, they get to know the barriers that they are facing and they can offer solutions.
Our approach created restlessness within the school. We monitored students every week. Key leaders within the school were given a small groups of students whom they mentored, most often within the subject areas they could support the students with.
You've brought some revision cards with you,
Yeah,
have you? Let me see them.
I just wrote each heading for...
First of all, I've got a good rapport with the children. I've told them that it's important that they revise. I've helped them with organising themselves, because some of them aren't organising, they just focus on the first exam. I've physically looked at the revision materials that they've got, so they've brought in revision cards, and then I've used them to test them on that and gone through it with them. I've looked for gaps in their revision and said, why are you not revising that? And I've actually advised them against revising some things that they've got no chance with.
For your timetable.
Basically on Mondays, I do 2-hour sessions, English, maths and science. And then on Tuesdays, I do English and French. Wednesday, business and art.
We want all our students to become more strategic, self-reliant, flexible, and productive in their learning efforts. This is why, at first instance, instructional approach towards developing self-regulation is important. For example, we support our students with planning a revision timetable.
The whole idea about putting an emphasis on revision early, because we started this back two months ago, has really helped, I think, because all the children have taken it, seriously. I can't say that I can't physically check that they're all at home revising, but at least I can put a guilt trip on them and speak to them.
Subjects we are going to focus on, I need you to look at subjects where you are in between like a C and a D grade. Yeah, subjects where you're not 100% secured in getting a C grade. Yeah, so you're on the borderline C, D grade. They're the priority subjects that we need to put on our timetable for our revision.
Without this support, many students end up only revising the subjects they enjoy, as they do not necessarily appreciate how to prioritize tasks.
We have an open door policy in the school, and I think the teachers don't mind you going into their class and talking to the students and finding out from the students what they're doing. And the teachers that I've been working with have been very supportive.
We worked on remise because we was losing marks in the 6-mark questions, so we've been working on that, and now he's feeling quite confident.
The last time I spoke to him, the 6-mark questions were the problem.
Yeah.
He was saying...
In fact, we targeted the whole cohort, and in order to help the whole cohort, we involved the form tutors.
We'll be checking your goodie bags as well, seeing what sort of revision you've been doing.
We monitored their use. We expected the parents to sign off on a weekly basis and the form tutors to check that the students actually stuck to what they have produced. The monitoring was done on a weekly basis by dropping into lessons and viewing students' exercise books, as well as interacting with them to see if they have made progress.
The role of the classroom teacher is absolutely crucial. Okay. And I regularly contact the teachers to give me an update of how they're getting on.
The classroom teacher was involved in providing targets and communicating updates to the mentor in charge on a regular basis. In maths, for example, if you just say, I revised, I would like to know what exactly did you revise on? What do you know now that you didn't know before? Because that's making progress. Okay? And as a maths teacher, I can give you some tips.
Okay, this Friday, can you bring your book and your revision timetable to G35 after school, yeah?
And what skill you've got from another subject are you bringing here?
Paragraph and
Good.
If you're strong on other areas, if you spend a bit more time revising them, then you should be able to walk that grade C. What are you going to do after this?
This is the first time I've been involved in the mentoring program, and I've seen the huge impact that it's had and the difference that it's made to the students.
The key idea was that for all of us to be involved in empowering learners one way or another.
Instead of just saying rivers were frozen, obviously we need to add detail to that. So we need to talk about the Thames, we need to talk about London.
We even involved the parents by inviting them to our parents' forum.
The parental process in this mentoring is extremely important. In fact, it's very crucial that the parents are contacted and you meet with the parents as a mentor. One of the parents that I met with said to me that the fact that they're pleased that their child is being mentored and monitored.
Parents play an important part. After all, it's meant to be a three-way partnership between the students, teachers, and parents. In order to quality assure the Assertive Mentoring program, I made this standing agenda item during our leadership group meeting, where we expected the middle leaders and the senior leaders, of course, to be present and to discuss the progress or the lack of progress the students were making. This, of course, added the emphasis in terms of the importance behind such a program, because one thing I did not want to do is assume that things were being done.